Hi everyone, welcome back to Coffee Books and Rain, where I have had to switch my coffee for a cup of peppermint tea this evening because it's actually getting pretty close to 6 p.m. and I am out of decaf. So, with that being said, we do have some peppermint tea, we have some books to talk about, and though we don't have rain today, we should have some later this week, and that'll work for me. Today, we are talking about a book called A Side Dish of Death by T.C. LoTempo. And I love just a cozy murder mystery, and this is exactly what this is. This is a very low stakes, in my personal opinion, pretty. I don't want to say flimsy because that's not the right word, but when I say low stakes, it's one of the ones that I would it usually comes in a series. It's one that would come probably with a theme, and it seems as though TC Low Tempo has a couple of different series. And I actually, when I finished this particular book, which releases February 2020, 25th of 2025, I also kind of screenshotted just the final page so I could also kind of give you an idea of some of the other books. This is part of the Urban Tales Pet Shop Mysteries. This is book 5 in that series, but they do not have to be read in order. They each seem to stand independently. Each of the murders that occur are freestanding, so to speak, but some of the characters will be consistent throughout. And some of the theming seems to be these cats that appear, these urban tale pet shops, so to speak. Some of the others in here is The Time for Murder is Meow, Killers of a Feather, Death Steals the Spotlight, Cats, Carrots, and Killers, and of course this one, A Side Dish of Death. I thought it was really fun. It was a very quick read, only about, and I want to say about 200 pages on my e-reader, and I want to say I read it in about 1.5 sitting because it was just very easy to get through. So let's dive into the summary just real quick. I probably won't read the whole thing, but I will just say one of my very first forays into probably what I kind of consider these canned mysteries, these people who tend to just simply write these type of mysteries, was Cleo Coyle, and I believe that writer writes the coffee house murder mysteries that I tend to enjoy so much. I used to work at coffee shops, love that sort of occupation. Honestly, if it paid more, I'd probably still be there because it is just there's something about it when you find the coffee shop that feels right for you. But let's dive into A Side Dish of Death with TC Low Tempo. A celebrity chef is murdered, and Shell McMillan has to cook up a plan to trap the killer of a man for all seasonings. With Adopt a Cat Month in full swing in Fox Hollow, pet shop owner Shell McMillan decides that hosting a night of murder mystery dinner theater will be a fun way to raise funds for the cause. She didn't realize that the celebrity chef she'd hired for the event would turn out to be a tyrannical snob, or that her scoundrel of an ex-fiancé would turn up with his own shady agenda. Still, the show must go on, and the light-hearted plot on stage unfolds. The scene off stage turns decidedly darker when the chef is found murdered. Rather than question an entire room of possible suspects, Shell determines that looking into the victim's past will lead her to the culprit more quickly. What she finds is that the chef had left behind a disreputable past and a trail of disgruntled people, including a string of women he'd wronged and a host of others who may have been out for revenge. But as Shell closes in on the killer is closing in on her, and she's discovering that while there's too many cooks can spoil the broth, being a murderer's next target can really ruin your appetite. So, this is actually a really fun book. Like I said, I do kind of, I, I kind of see this type of book for me, cozy murder mysteries, as palate cleansers. Again, these tend to be, in my personal opinion, low stakes because they're they don't linger with me. These don't have any sort of psychological bearing on me. And so once I finish the pages, they're done. I put them away and I'm very easily able to move on to the next book. And so I think I do pick them up as like palate cleansers when I've already read something kind of heavy, or if I've read something emotional or romantic and I just need something that can help me wipe the slate clean and move on to something else pretty easily. And this one does that very very well. Um, you have Shell. She is an ex actress from Hollywood. She is retired. She has moved to Fox Hollow, where she has decided to become a pet shop owner. And I think it's one of her ex co stars, Gary, he's also moved to Fox Hollow with her, but they are not dating. They seem to be really more like best friends. And it's like Gary is also dating this girl named Olivia. So there's not a love triangle, so to speak. When Gary and Shell interact, there is no tension or love interest. It really is like they are best friends. So I really like that they don't try to confuse that sort of dynamic. I like that they stay in their best friend lane. Um, but then her ex fiance slash ex lover comes into the picture, and this dude, he's a piece of work because she found him like cheating on her with somebody else. He broke her heart, and now he's shown up because he's here to woo this chef to try to be on this show that he's trying to pitch. And not only that, he's really trying to put the moves back on Shell because, oh man, he had a moment of weakness and blah, 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 blah. And everybody's just like, oh man, Shell, he's just, he's sorry. And I'm just like, how can absolutely anybody want her to talk to that guy? Like, how can anybody support her, like, her just like go but like, yeah, Shell, you should talk to him. Yeah, Shell, you should go to dinner. I'd be like, Shell, absolutely not. He does not deserve your attention. I like You are so above him. You like He is not worth like the ground you walk on. So no, like, he's had his time. He burned that bridge. Let him go like roll in the dirt for all that that's worth, whatever. I don't care. But what I'm saying is, like, there are people who are like, yeah, you should go talk to him. Oh, no, you should go have dinner with him. You should really, like, maybe could, like, work things out. And I'm just like, how dare you people? Like, and they're like, she's like, yeah, I know. I reacted poorly. You caught him in, like, bed cheating on you. How did she react poorly? Anyway, there was like, I was really like, with the way some of that scene was written, I was like, Shell was in no way in the wrong. And so I was really more upset about like some of how that played out rather than the murder mystery. Like, I wanted certain other things to happen rather than anyway, I'm gonna get off that tangent because I was just really upset about people trying to encourage her to, like, maybe not kiss and make up, but to go have civil conversation with this guy. And I just didn't think he deserved it, like, at all. Like, not at all. But, and plus, she's supposed to have this boyfriend named Josh Bloodgood, who is like a local detective. And the thing is she only sees this guy like once a week. And I'm like, that's fine. You kind of have I guess it's casual. But now everybody's encouraging you to go like have dinner with your ex fiance. and she decides to wear a dress that she was saving to go have with like dinner with Josh. Like anyway, okay. All right. We're going to go back to the murder thing because I'm all caught up in the relationship thing. But the murder thing, yes. So during the murder mystery dinner, that was part of the fundraising event. Um, the actors that they hired were in a bus accident on the way to the venue. So they have to use some of the people who are kind of already there. So they use Gary and a couple of other individuals. There's a girl named Charisma who's like a blogger, and she offers to go ahead and throw her kind of like hat in the ring, and other individuals as well. But thing is a couple of the people who had volunteered, they didn't show up, and they had some really, like, one of them never really had an excuse, and one of them had a super flaky excuse. But um when the power goes out at one point, Shell goes to try to find a missing cat from where the cats were kind of having a little cat adopting station in this really nice kind of Airbnb. And instead, in this particular storage room, not only does she find the cat, she finds the body of the celebrity chef. And so as with many of these cozy murder mysteries, people who should not be investigating are absolutely investigating things that they shouldn't be. They're opening closets and asking questions and diving into things that really, in a real world scenario, would probably get them into a lot of trouble. But of course, this is where we suspend a lot of belief, and this is where we have to instill that fiction, because it would probably taint the crime scene so much if people really went out and did this like vigilante justice thing. But and maybe they do, maybe they really do. I don't know, but they really shouldn't, because you're just messing up the crime scenes, people, when you go out there and decide you're going to do this work because you're trying to clear other people's names. You're just not going to do it. But it is kind of a locked room murder mystery, because all the people who could have done it are trapped in the house because there's a hurricane-like situation going on outside. Now, they're saying it is a hurricane going on outside. I'm really like, if you thought it was a hurricane outside, why did we not board up the windows ahead of time? Like, why would we have even gone out at all in this type of weather to begin with? But there's, like I said, there's a couple of instances where you really do have to suspend your like level of logic to just have fun with the narrative. But I will 100% say I had fun with the narrative. The characters are really fun and spunky, and ultimately I think the ending turned out pretty well. I would probably say it's probably about a 4.25 stars, so 4.5 stars ish. It's an enjoyable read. I will definitely be picking up another TC LoTempio book. I think I actually ran across another one on NetGalley today that I requested. Now, I don't know which series it may be from, but I definitely know that I saw one earlier today and made my request. So, like I said, I enjoyed it, and so again, I'm actively looking for more to dive into. They are very good, and so I will keep looking for them to sink my teeth into and see where we go next. So of the other series, it looks like we also have the Cat Rescue Mysteries, and we have Nick and Nora Mysteries. And it does seem as though of the three kind of series that she has, they all may have some relation to cats, which is totally fine with me. I'm a dog person by heart, but I love animals in general, and I've had cats in my life before. They are absolute sweethearts. If I could get my hands on like a beautiful like ragdoll cat, I would love it. I would love it so much. I think my D&D character, she is a ragdoll tabaxi. Every time I picture her, when I want to kind of create her, that is what my player character is, my primary one. However, I know when my friend Zach becomes the DM and he starts creating his world, I'll probably create a new one as well. But anyway, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you'll like and subscribe if you haven't already. And with all of that being said, thank you so much for joining me on this journey, and I will see you guys on the next page. Have a great one. Bye.